Hello everybody, and welcome to Esoteric Cosmos Live. It's Justin Berengio.
And Rosebud Kincaid.
And it is September 7th, 2009. It's actually Labor Day today, so...
Happy Labor Day, Justin.
Happy Labor Day, Rosebud. If you celebrate Labor Day or you're home today, that's an awesome thing, and we're glad you could watch the show. Today we're covering something extremely important. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, and it's coming up very shortly. That'll be on the news and our awareness.
Fall.
Well, yeah, it's the fall now.
2-3 more weeks.
Yep.
We're getting into the heat of it.
Yeah, so we're starting to hear bits and pieces on the news now, but we're going to be hearing a lot. And there's going to be a big campaign with our government.
Swine flu vaccinations, mass vaccinations, over 1 million free vaccinations this fall. And we're here to expose really the truth behind this whole movement. Dr. Leonard Horowitz doing a tremendous job, who's a doctor, revealing these corporations like Baxter, the ones profiting billions of dollars from these flu vaccines, which are literally the swine flu itself. I mean, this is what's making people sick, are these vaccines, the mass deaths. And we have a lot of footage to share, news clips from mainstream media, and of them admitting that it wasn't tested. They never tested it on humans. This is similar to the vaccine they had back in the 1970s that killed thousands, paralyzed people, gave kids and children autism. I mean, this is a serious, serious matter, because now they're going into schools and making it mandatory everyone get a flu shot. They're giving $1,000 fines in Massachusetts and up to 30 days in jail if you don't take the vaccination. So this is like a mass genocide going on right in front of our eyes.
Yes, and interesting, free, and 3 sets of flu shots, which I'm hearing. So there's Baxter and a lot of the politicians behind the scenes, like Rumsfeld and Cheney. They're all involved behind the scenes in this, and they stand to make billions and billions of dollars. First of all, the government funded them to do all this research, which was rushed through, wasn't properly done, and we'll let the experts tell you that, Dr. Leonard Horowitz. We're just getting this information from the experts. But and now they're trying to say the H5N1 H5N1 virus is going to hit us so hard that it's going to be mandatory, free 3 inoculations. Of course, it'll kill you if you weren't going to get the flu to begin with. Those of you who don't take flu shots, they're going to make it mandatory that everyone get the flu shot. So this is going to be a pretty serious situation. We have a rising of the anti-flu shot movement that's coming out now, but there's going to be a big campaign on TV saying from the national health professionals who, incidentally, I hear aren't taking flu shots themselves, how safe it is and how we need to do this, and it would be sort of like a patriotic thing to do for our country to save us from a mass pandemic, which I believe the experts say they started this pandemic.
Right,
themselves.
And we know it's hitting this fall because all the news sources, it's right in front of our eyes, are saying so, and they're going to vaccinate like 1.8 million people for free, Obama. And when they do that here in the next coming weeks, we're going to see an epidemic, because this is spreading a virus. This is what's contaminated. They don't tell you on the news that they actually they do tell you on the news. So let's just want to get into the footage. I want you to see it for yourself. First, we're going to show an interview from he was given a presentation in front of a huge crowd from Dr. Leonard Horowitz. And then we're going to show 3 clips taken off the media, just so you could put 2 and 2 together for yourself and see this thing is for real. And then we'll have a discussion on it. And also, to watch all the footage, we dedicated a page on our website, and I put the link up. It's esotericcosmos.com/swineflu.html. You can watch all these videos. There's probably over 20 videos, news clips, and all sort of stories, and doctors sharing with you, the truth behind this whole movement with the swine flu vaccination and what they're doing to us. So let's cut right in.
Tonight I'm going to share with you what the British government has done, stockpiling Baxter's vaccinations. What we're dealing with is an Anglo-American genocidal operation. The vaccine pipeline runs from Britain to the U.S. There is a very, very esteemed researcher, virologist, and geneticist who worked to actually develop Tamiflu for Roche Corporation. World-renowned, recently retired, did the basic thing that I just said. It's common sense. He took the genetic sequences and looked at the rate at which mutations were taking place as the Mexican flu, H5N1, was now suddenly coming to different parts of the world, and he was studying these sequences, and what did he find? He found that 6 of the 8 genes appeared to come from North America, and 2 came from Eurasia. That's interesting. What the heck would something like that be doing in Mexico? And he says, quote, "It's clear that all 8 genes have speeded up for the last 7 years." And he says, that struck me as really, really strange. But how in the heck did 2 viruses do that, he asked. Continue quote, "I bumped into an advertisement for influenza vaccine for pigs, and that contained 3 different viruses." End quote. The vaccine was supposed to contain kill versions of the virus, but what if there had been, he asked, what if there had been a lab accident and had survived? End quote. So Dr. Gibbs, his statement here, has a long history that the plagues, the recombinations that we're witnessing in the viruses, the book Emerging Viruses shows you also Ebola was a recombinant laboratory creation. Who says, well, the fact is the top leading expert in the whole field of diagnosing emerging viruses, Cy Coulter, way back in the 60s, in the meetings, in the scientific symposium, said what you're looked at today as a crazy person for saying. How dare you, Dr. Horowitz, say that Ebola came from the labs? Gibbs went on to say this. They were talking specifically, both human and pig vaccine manufacturers use eggs to grow these viruses today for the flu vaccines. Gibbs notes that studies have shown that this odd avian environment can accelerate their evolution, these viruses' evolution. These viruses were not properly killed. He speculated they could have reassorted in a pig and created new H5N1 strain. Very, very obvious Occam's razor, common sense type of thesis he raises. He says, quote, "Not killing off the virus could explain the whole thing very neatly," end quote. And yet you had officials of Centers for Disease Control and World